The word is that there was a bill for sanctioning Lukoil on the table, and now it's been delayed again. And Senator Lindsey Graham has talked about how he's going to reintroduce this bill and try to get Trump to sign it. Would that be enough to bring about the collapse you're talking about?
That would be a good piece of the puzzle. Not one bill makes, the victory, but Lindsey Graham's bill would be very good because you have to it's like screw intensively. You have to tighten it, yeah. And we have already done a lot of sanctions, and obviously they work, but because of a lot of internal inconsistencies, maybe it's good to understand, it's not just that Trump has a lot of ties to Russia, which he definitely has, but the Russian economy via the American and European elite have been very intertwined in the last 30 years. Because why? Because we wanted to have Russia part of the world economy. So there is a lot of economic entanglement between Russia and Europe, Russia and the UK, and Russia and the United States of America in terms of energy investment, property investment, financial investments, and elite interaction. So to cut that within days is normally done. Normally, if you have a war, you have a wartime economic empowerment act and you confiscate the assets of the enemy. But we never wanted to explain our population that we are at war with Russia. We knew that Russia is at war with us, but we never wanted to make this decision and then this clarity, and then we could never confiscate the assets. We could never make a full economic separation. If we would have done it 4 years ago, basically declare war and do the economic consequences of war are boycott, embargo, and assets confiscation. That's very logical, and that's clear legal practice in all the wars we did in the First and Second World War. And then we would have been already, Russia would have lost already the war. But this results, these are political decisions, and politicians are elected by voters. And it's a kind of a double bind, and no politician is like so strong that like United States of in your president. We don't have so strong politicians. You always have the ones advisors who say, oh, it's my economic interest. They will also confiscate my company in Russia. We are also invested. I made so much good to tourism with Russia. There are so many considerations here that we never were able to do it. But in 4 years, gradually, by starting, we have ever more tightened the screw, and we have avoided major self-harm in the European economy. We have transitioned to green and to solar energy and to other energy sources like American and Arab gas and oil. And it was expensive, but it was manageable expensive. Yeah? And so we have no growth in Germany, and people are unhappy, but we still have 4.5 trillion economy, which is not too bad. And in whole of EU, we had $20 trillion economy, so it was quite okay actually. So nevertheless, the things can be better, but it took us some time, and we are now in a moment. And for Russia, there is no hope, basically. They cannot win the war. They cannot lose the war, in a sense, in their eyes. They have to fight on. They have to use a lot of money, burn it, basically, in huge volumes. And so gradually, like a normal budgetary process, you have this huge cost for the army. You have the cost for payment of the soldiers. You take it from where? And then you raise the taxes, you cut the savings, you increase the interest rates, and the economic system goes the way of all economic systems during war. When you lose it, it will end up in hyperinflation and currency meltdown and in fiscal collapse. And with it, the whole legitimacy of the Putin system, 25 years, will collapse as well. And will they break up into many new countries, or will they have a democracy and the market economy? We're gonna see. I will work in all directions because I do really want Russia to lose this war, and I want Russia never attack us again. And so it must be either extremely peaceful, nice country, or broken up into many new countries, which is much better because it's very diverse, multi-ethnic, multi-religious country, which never had one common denominator but violence. And so why we need this country east of us? It's no longer in our strategic interest to have a potential enemy east of Europe who is ready to kill us. And why? We don't need that. we have to say no to Russia as a state and work for its dissolution.
100%.
The only solution is Russian dissolution. That's what we say in our circles.
100%. Now,